happy. A few more bodies down here today. Come down with, again, get your microphones out before you start talking. Right, come down today with one job in mind. If I decide to stay and do more, I will. For the second time now, I've forgotten my broad beans. I saw Kerry planting hers in root trainers, so I took them home the other day, the root trainers, to put my broad beans in to start them off, and didn't get round to it. So I grabbed, I think it's 3 packets that I bought last year. I think they were 50p a packet each from DT Brown. So I got them in the sale, and I've left them on the kitchen side. Story of my life. So I won't be doing that. What I may decide to do now, it changes by the minute, is to take some of this green netting home, and I will plant the broad beans in the spare bed at home and cover them up. I do need to get them covered this time of year, because if I plant them, the squirrels and the mice and everything else in between are going to pinch them. So I couldn't plant them unless I had the netting. So if I drag that over here a bit, and I see that on my way out, hopefully that'll remind me, and I will get my broad beans in. Little idea in the pipeline. Down on plot 1, because we're just at the beginning process of thinking of putting an addition down there. So I brought my tape measure, or Trisha's tape measure today, and I'm going to do my utmost to try and measure accurately an area down there. So let's go and do that. Right, this is the area here that I want to measure. These are going to come out. I have grown beans at these for the last couple of years, but not really successfully. A few beans, but nothing like I would expect. So down here we have the 3 gooseberry plants that my plot neighbour Ray put in before I took this plot on, because he was going to have it. So the 3 normal gooseberries. I bought myself a red gooseberry last year, and that's been put in, and I am sure I put another one in. Yes, I did. Again, no label. So we have, if I can remember, 1, 2, 3, 5 gooseberry plants along here. I have my tayberry, which I desperately need to look up. I know Bethan, over at Bethan's Kitchen Garden, did mention to me, I think earlier in the year, how to prune that back, and I've forgotten. So I do need to see how I prune that back. If I have a quick look now, I don't know if it's last year's. It does look very similar to summer raspberries, where you cut off the dead stuff from last year. It's not too hard once you start looking to see how you should prune something. But I'll see how hard I have to go with it, because the structure I've got there is not the best. And also here I've got my blackcurrant very roughly covered over. That's not going to stop a bird, is it? So I'm going to put you down, and I'm just going to measure the area that I think I want. So hopefully in the next coming few weeks or so, I'm going to look at getting a fruit cage. I think that's the best thing for this, and then I can get rid of this monstrosity eyesore that did the job for a little while. Right, let's get measuring. So there's my measurements. Yeah, it can't go any bigger. That'll be just the right area. And the 3 trees here, the apricot and the 2 pears, will be fine outside the fruit cage area. Just wondering if to get the secateurs now and get that netting off there, and just give that tayberry a little bit of a cut back now. I think I'll do that. Another quick little bit I do want to mention is just to thank everybody for last week. I did say the recovery is going to be the allotment. I wasn't expecting the response I got, and oh Jesus. And let's just say it touched me, it really did. See, I can't do this bit. If I tell you the bit that really got to me was driving here. Once I'm up and busy, I'm usually all right. I find the driving here is the worst bit. I can have the radio on, but if certain songs, it is really random. Was it This Old Heart of Mine? Just certain words. Again, the song as a general song is not relatable, but just certain phrases just open up a lid. So I can go from being so angry one minute to literally blubbing like a baby the next. So I'm going to try not to chit chat too much, because I just want to crack on and get things sorted. So again, here we go. Just thank you to everyone that reached out. I do appreciate it very much. Right, not just me, even Brenda's saying she doesn't really know what to do now she's down here. The ground is frozen. Okay. Do really need to come down and sort things out. I have got one of these little cell starter things. Some nice spider eggs in there. What was it, a couple of months ago, I spent ages looking for the lid for that, and then I found it. I've used it as a plant label, storage. Got plenty of labels that need washing, so I think I'm going to take that home. Ali at My Rusty Garden, I think she was doing her peppers, and I watched the video yesterday, and she gave me the idea of coming down here and doing some peppers in this little container here. It's ideal, doesn't take up a lot of space, it wasn't that expensive. So I am going to start a lot of chilies in that. I'll probably go home and probably spend the rest of the day doing that, to be honest. Oh, see, I was going to go down, wasn't I, and cut the tayberry. I've just spoken to Brenda, and they have a tayberry, and they cut theirs right back to the ground. I think I'm going to have a quick Google. Did I only planted that last year? I'm sure I did, beginning of last year, maybe the back end of 23. But they've cut theirs right back. Let me just go and tidy that up down there, and I'll see what I want to do. I might have a quick Google as well. I'll see you back down there. Get something done while I'm down here. Right, I've just realised, as you can see here, some of the very large branches have actually grown through the netting, and I'm not going to be able to get that off. So I am going to have to cut the netting and just get it off. It was only one of those cheapy plastic ones, I think. So yeah, here goes. Alright, this is not the best angle, but my gimbal has just given up. So, got the scissors. Let's just cut this free. Carry on trying to get this. I think these gooseberries are the worst. They're spiky things. Oh, I just remembered that gooseberry there was a thornless one, which is a good idea because they are quite, I don't know what the word is, dangerous. Can you see here? This is like dead wood. I'm going to cut that right back. Right, the netting is off. I've tidied up the blackcurrant. I've tidied up the gooseberries. Didn't need too much taking off those, but just going for the goblet shape and nothing that's inward growing. That's as far as I know so far with pruning fruit bushes. Again, the tayberry could have probably been cut back a little bit more, but I just want to give that a bit of a free rein for another year. So for the time being, that is pretty tidy for me. Let's see how we get on with this corner over the next few weeks. Oh, happy Monday. I thought I'd be spending the day editing what I had for last week to make a video. But my morning coffee up the stroll. My morning coffee stroll up the garden turned into me wanting to get up here and sort out these purple sprouting broccoli plants. Right, here we go. They're looking great, to be honest. I just needed to come up here, possibly stake them and just tidy them up, get rid of some of this dead matter. Again, they've been covered for quite a long time, but as you can see, they're looking pretty healthy to me. Having never grown purple sprouting before, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for. But if I take you over here, because this is the one I tidied up in my pyjamas, I can see these little, they look like leaves, but maybe that's the purple sprouting broccoli. Having no idea. They've been in for a while. Hopefully I've got some stakes. I got some twine for Christmas off my mum, and I'm going to try and stake them up with something. I'll have a check in the shed in a minute and see if I've got some canes. Just a few weeds down here too that I'll pull out along the way. Get my hands in the dirt. In the compost. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm probably in a slightly better place than I was at the beginning of this video. It's getting easier. It's not, it's hard to explain. I'm tired of waking up angry, going to bed angry. And here we go. I got to sort it out, I really do, because I do know that anger is easier to deal with. And I am sort of not planning to come out into the garden to do anything, but I know as soon as I get out here I can just crack on and it works to that extent. But as soon as I'm indoors again, and I can't stay outside forever, can I? As much as I'd love to, obviously you've got to go to bed, you've got to eat, you've got to sleep. Yeah, like I said, I think the anger's just there to mask the sadness and the helplessness and the what to do. I am going to go and seek some help externally other than the garden, and I know so many of you have reached out, and for that I am grateful. Too many to mention. I'd love to mention you all individually, but just thank you to everybody, and some without knowing too much detail of what's going on. May not get the whole story, but like I said, I have to be so careful what I say. So I'm just going to crack on in the garden, still take you along the journey with me. I don't want to mask that bit out, as far as 1 minute I'm not okay and then the next minute I'm dancing and skipping around the plot, because unfortunately I don't think life is like that, and I'd love to get back to where we were pre-problem, something happening. That will never happen. It's happened, so I have to learn to deal with it and get me and my family through this one way or another. And I'm willing to get outside help as well, as to try and deal with something I've never experienced before. So I am grateful for the garden. I'm grateful for this video, for the vlog, for YouTube. May not be to everybody's liking or desire to want to spill all, but it's real, it's happening. And from comments and messages I've received, I'm not alone. People do struggle with things that are thrust upon them, thrown upon them at any given time. So all we can do, one foot in front of the other, and just keep going. And that's what I'm doing. Some minutes are better than other minutes, but I've got no choice. I have to carry on and get through it. So let's carry on. Right, job done, back to editing. All looking good.